those Democrats who are breaking ranks, they don't view AOC as their boss. They don't want to be called a puppet of Nancy Pelosi. They make that decision. Now they have to make a decision as far as future votes that come up as well, whether or not they're going to be their own man, their own woman, or they're going to end up getting on board with AOC and her agenda as if she is their boss.
New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reportedly warning moderate Democrats their names will be added to a list of primary targets if they vote with Republicans. This after more than 24 Democrats voted for a Republican amendment in a gun control bill. Joining us now is a Georgia Congressman, Doug Collins, ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, thank you for being here this morning. So what do you make of this warning?
Glad to be here.
This reported warning from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to her colleagues.
Well, it's amazing to me. Number one, I did not know she was co-speaker with Nancy Pelosi, but undoubtedly she has risen to that rank of threatening people who don't follow the party line or her liberal socialist agenda. It's interesting to me also, though, that when I first went to Congress, I was always told that I was representing the district in which I came from. In fact, by the way, those are the only people that have cast votes for me. And so when to have the speaker and to have another freshman tell me that I'm going to be threatened with a primary or I'm going to have support withheld, that's a really scary proposition for these members who are trying to represent their districts. And, you know, we're going to see what's happening. They have trouble with their own agenda. I can't help it if they put bad law up to be voted on. They're the ones putting that up, not us.
Well, this was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez taking it a step further from Nancy Pelosi, who said, quote, "We are either a team or we are not, and we have to make that decision." What does this tell you about their party heading into 2020?
It tells me that they're completely fractured. It tells me that, and also it's very concerning, and frankly, just from another perspective, I think the Ethics Committee would be interested that a lot of this conversation about support from the DCCC and also being primaried was discussed inside the Capitol. So this is, there's issues here that we're seeing it boil over to where they don't know what their agenda is. They can't keep everybody on the same page. So looking ahead to 2020, what is their agenda? They have one. They're furious at this president, and they're mad about the direction of the country, which the economy is actually doing well. That's going to be very difficult for them to maintain as they go through the next 18 months if all you're doing is trying to fly with blind rage and everybody has to walk the same line.
But she has proven, and going back to Ocasio-Cortez, she has proven to have some star power in her own party, and she faces some criticism within the Democrats that have come out and spoken out against some of her very, very far left-leaning policies. But you've seen a lot of support for the Green New Deal, for example.
It is amazing to me how in this day of politics that it is more about the appearance and flash than it is the substance. I have no problem with her doing whatever she wants to do as far as her, you know, appealing to a new generation, reaching out on Instagram or Twitter. That's fine with me. What bothers me is what she's actually advocating for. The new Green Deal, which is a completely unworkable $93 trillion plan by one estimate. It also affects me when I start looking at the socialist tendencies and also ask New York City how they're feeling right now about having jobs that are left from Amazon, when she also then said, again, a policy statement here said, we'll spend the $3 billion on infrastructure. She didn't even understand that it wasn't $3 billion sitting in the bank. It was about the jobs that were coming and the tax credits going to be offered. I have a problem with her policies. She can be a star all she wants to be, but I think in our party, I would rather be a star on policy than a star on flash.
All right, so that being said, how do Republicans run against this?
We keep pointing toward the policies. We keep pointing out the fact that on this week on gun legislation, which they wanted to promote, it will not do what they said it was going to do. In fact, it was actually perpetuating a fraud on victims of mass violence because it won't do what they said it would do. It also has problems. When we look at policy, we can make a case to the American people that the economy is doing well because we passed good legislation. The economy is doing well because of tax reform. The economy is doing well because of the president and deregulation. Our world standing is improved because the president has taken a strong stand across the world. We go back to what we do best, and that is making sure that the policy is right and making sure we communicate it. That's what we've got to do better on. In fact, I'm encouraging my Republican colleagues to do better on messaging, going home and making sure people understand why our policies are better and why their policies will actually hurt us.
Congressman Doug Collins, thank you.
It's always good to be with you.
All right, thank you.